All right, I'm trying something new with a voiceover because I think this match has some interesting things to discuss. As you can see in this match, I placed pretty well, despite racking up a pretty insane number of penalties. This match was scored with a time plus scoring mechanism, so your final score was determined just by your raw time plus the raw number of seconds added to your time because of penalties. In this match, every hit to the A zone of a standard cardboard USPSA target added no time to your score. Every hit to the C zone added 2 full seconds to your score. Every hit to the D zone added 4 full seconds to your score, and either missing entirely or hitting a no-shoot target was 5 seconds added to your score. All right, a little bit of explanation about my stage 5 here is that it has a unique scoring mechanism where they cut the center scoring zone, the A zone, out of these targets, and only shots through the A zone were counted as good hits. Anything that landed on cardboard was considered a miss, and you were on the honor system not to just throw shots. You also had to start with 5 rounds in each gun, and obviously before you do a reload, shoot each target 3 times from each position, which most competitive shooters are only used to shooting targets twice, so there's a little bit of mind games here. The downside of this stage is that, as you'll see in a second, on my rifle reload, I actually don't shoot the stage correctly. I should have shot 4 rounds. After reloading, I only shoot 3. No one caught it, including myself. It wouldn't have changed the scoring here, placement anyway, but it's just kind of a fun anecdote there, I guess. No one caught it. All right, so stage 1, you'll see that I basically doubled my score on this stage because of the added penalties. And all but 5 of those seconds added were from C-zone hits that added 2 seconds per C-zone hit scored. I was actually very happy with my general movement and the speed with which I engaged targets. I didn't forget any targets on this stage, but because of those C-zone hits on any of these targets, it really did hurt me. So I think that the takeaway lesson from this stage is to really internalize the rules for the given competition that you're shooting that weekend and play to them. All right, stage 2, another 25 seconds of penalties from C-zone hits and similar small mistakes like that. Didn't walk past any targets here, but I did use a stacked armor on top of an ACOG that has a height over bore that I'm well aware of, but I am still occasionally missing shots as a result of height over bore hitting into non-scoring black zones on those targets. So got to watch that. Additionally, as I transition to pistol in the next bay here, I'll comment that I'm still not very used to shooting a red dot equipped handgun, and I think I need to work on my grip and presentations. A lot of my second shots and my splits are dropping low into less scoring C zones. That's on me to practice. Worth mentioning too, in a second here, I'll have the first malfunction I've ever had with this particular handgun, failure to feed. I'll keep my eye on that. All right, stage 3. You can see here I accumulated a lot of penalties here. There's a few reasons for that. One, it's genuinely pretty dehydrated and tired after ROing and running around for a lot of the day here. I failed to account for height over bore, started to get just some misses I shouldn't have had here. Mentally, it just wasn't quite all in the game. That's not an excuse, just an explanation. And you'll see here in a second, I actually didn't even load up the pistol mag that I was using all the way. For some reason, I only have 18 rounds in that magazine. I just made an error while loading it, and that costs me a standing reload. So this stage was just kind of a mess. All right, stage 4 went pretty well for me. It was a pretty simple stage where you just had to engage a series of rifle targets from 3 different positions. Really, stages like this are a test of your zero. A surprising number of the competitors that I was shooting against um, weren't very familiar with the rifle, even at the pretty short 200-yard range, and that's really all it took to be proficient in this particular stage. Should also mention that by this point in the day, I had rehydrated and was genuinely feeling much better physically when attacking this stage. Couple of closing thoughts here. I need to continue to practice with my handgun and particularly I optic equipped handgun. I'm not very proficient at quickly acquiring the dot yet. So between target trans arrays and transitioning between targets, I often lose the dot, and I notice myself taking time to try and find it again. I also really need to work on consciously remembering to grip the gun firmly as I shoot. Often my second shot on a target ends up somewhere weird because I outran my own grip when trying to pull the trigger, and just really need to work on my grip and fundamentals there to help my doubles be both in the scoring zone. Hide over Bora on the AR really came back and bit me in a number of these stages. I know about it. I just need to consciously remember it, and part of that actually. Pro tip for anyone watching is staying hydrated and watching your physical health throughout the course of these 6 to 8 hour matches or however long you're out there, right? Um, Take care of yourselves. And finally, pay attention to the scoring rules. I really emphasized it in this match, but in this particular scoring mechanism, all of those time added penalties meant that I really could have shot the stage much slower. But if I did it more accurately, I would have come out ahead by a pretty substantial margin. So uh, thanks for watching. This is kind of a new way for me to do these, so we'll see if I can make them better into the future.